Hello, here is lesson 131. So our first one is to find the area of the irregular polygon. So the irregular polygon means it is not just a nice, neat rectangle for us to find the area of. And the trick to do this is to break this into two regular polygons. So if I draw a line right there, now I have two different rectangles. And my first one is 24 is the length, and my width is 13, so I'm going to be able to find the area of that regular polygon, that rectangle. And my other one, the length is 19, and the width is 2, and I can find the area of that rectangle. And then I just put the two pieces together. So let's go ahead and do that. 24 times 13, 24 times 13, we get 240, 64. So 240 plus 64 is 304. And my other one, 19 times 2, 19 times 2, I've got 20 and 18, that gives me 38. So the area of the top one is 304 square inches, and this bottom rectangle is 38 square inches. And then we've got to put these two together. Right, I have the 304 and I have the 38, and all together I'm getting, looks like 342. So the area of this irregular polygon is 342, and don't forget the label, square inches. Okay, number 2, we've got 5 1/2 plus 3 1/6 plus 1 2/3. The problem with this is that we don't have denominators that are the same. They aren't common denominators. So we're going to have to do some equivalent fractions to make them be common denominators. So way over here on the side, I'm going to add these up. I've got 5 1/2, 3 1/6, 1 2/3. So I am looking here at the 2, the 6, and the 3, and I want to know, can I make these all be the same by doing some multiplying or dividing? And knowing my facts, I can see that I can multiply both 2 and 3 and make them be 6. So I'm going to take 1/2 and multiply that by 3/3. And that will give me 3/6. Now it's matching the 6th for 3 1/6. And I'm going to multiply 2/3 by 2/2, which will give me 4/6. And I'm doing nothing to the 1/6 because it's got what I want. It's got that 6. So altogether I have 3/6, 1/6, and 4/6, which is 8/6. 8/6. So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 8/6. The problem now, though, is I have an improper fraction because I have more in the numerator than we have in the denominator. So it's more than 1. So 8/6 can be thought of as 6/6 plus 2/6. That 6/6, of course, is 1. There's my fancy 1. So 8/6 is really 1 2/6. Let's put that together with the 9, and all together I get 10 2/6. So I can say that all this adds up to 10 2/6. Some of you will probably have simplified this to 10 1/3, because I can divide 2 6 by 2 over 2 and get 10 and 1/3. Okay, moving on to number 3. Frank, Francis, and Fred all ate some portion of cake. Frank ate 31/100ths of a slice. Francis ate 43/100ths of a slice of cake. And Fred ate 2/4 of a slice of cake. And this at first seems really confusing because we've got all these different fractions and decimals and nothing's common. But this one's not as bad as it seems. So 31/100ths we can write as a decimal as 31/100ths, and then it's easy to compare to Francis's 43/100ths. This was Frank. And then 2/4, if you remember that 2/4 is the same as a half, and a half as a decimal is 0.5, and we can also write 5/10 as 50/100ths. Now we can compare Fred to Francis and Frank. So we've got 43/100ths for Francis, 31/100ths for Frank, and 50/100ths for Fred. So which of the 3 men ate the most cake? It is Fred. 50/100ths is more than 31 or 43/100ths. So Fred. Number 4. Mr. Holland's fish tank holds 71 gallons and 3 pints of water. How many pints of water does this fish tank hold in all? Well, I brought over the land of G again with its 4 queens, which are quarts. The prince and princess for each queen, those are the pints. And that's what we're looking for here is the pints, right? So we can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pints in a gallon. So if there's 8 pints in a gallon and we have 71 gallons, we are looking at 8 times 71 to figure out how many pints are in 71 gallons. So 568 pints in the 71 gallons, plus we have those extra 3, the plus 3 pints. So looks like 571 pints. 571 pints. Number 5. The Club America game started at 4:30 p.m. The first half of the game lasted 45 minutes, the halftime lasted 9 minutes, and the second half lasted 48 minutes. What time did it end? And it would be tempting to just put 4:30 and just start adding all these on, but the problem is that we have trouble regrouping with time because it switches over at the 60 instead of at 100 like the rest of our numbers do. So there's different methods for this, but I think my method is going to be to first add up all the minutes to see how long this game really was. So we had 45 minutes in the first half, and we had 9 minutes of halftime and 48 minutes for the second half. So all together, let me see, 17 and 5 is 22. And so I've got 102 minutes, which is more than an hour, right? Because 60 minutes is an hour. So 60 plus 42 would be my 102 minutes. The 60 is an hour. 1 hour. So now let's go over here and start at 4:30. I like making the number line for the time. So I've got my hour. Adding an hour to 4:30 is easy. An hour after 4:30 is 5:30. Now we need 42 more minutes, but it's only going to take me 30 minutes to get to 6 o'clock. So that 42, 30 plus 12 more would get me a total of 42 minutes, right? 12, the 30 and the 12 give me 42. So 12 minutes after 6 is 6:20. 12. So it looks like this game ended at 6-12. Okay, there you have it. Lesson 131. Thank you for watching.